Hello, everyone, and welcome to my regular Tuesday live stream. And today I'm talking a bit more about how you can build your business online and that you really need support outside of that. And without it, it can seem like a really lonely and difficult journey, whether you're building your business online or offline. Building a business is one of the most challenging things you will ever do. And I'm going to share with you my story of how I moved my business from offline and online and what I use to really help support me and to accelerate my business. And I'm going to show you some tips on how you can as well. Hello, I'm Charlene Tessier. I am the founder of Strength in Numbers, and I help you use strategic live streams so that you can grow your audience online, find your fans, your tribe, and fill your courses, programs, and workshops. And today I'm going to share with you a little bit about my story about how my business started as an offline business for many, many years, and how the struggle that it took for me to get it online, and why it was so important for me to find a communities that worked online as well as offline. And I originally started my business, I think it's almost 8 years ago. It was quite a long time ago. It was actually a bookkeeping business. It was hyper local, located in Vancouver, Canada. And I was really involved in the meetup scene. And maybe you guys maybe have forgotten what meetup is because it kind of died out during COVID because people couldn't physically meet together. Um, but meetups was really popular, especially being hyper local. You could learn all kinds of things going to meetups. And I loved being in the sort of Vancouver startup scene. And I was there not only attending meetups, I started my own meetups, I ran numerous events. I was just really entrenched in kind of the local ecosystem there. And then when I decided to have my daughter, I decided to kind of move my business online because, of course, I had a little baby at home. It was difficult for me to go to these meetups, which were late at night. And it was just hard for me to be able to coordinate all of that. So I moved my business online. And when I did that, I didn't really realize that I would be kind of left out of many of those communities that I was going to on a very regular basis, like 2, 3 times a week. And I stopped running my own communities because they required me to be there physically, right? And in person. And since I wasn't able to do that, I shut that all down. And I thought it would still be okay. I would be able to still build my business. And for 2 years after that, I really struggled to get it online. I had a very hard time. My list wasn't very big, and it was actually getting colder by the minute because I wasn't there to really nurture it the way I had always nurtured it, which was in person. And when COVID hit, I kind of thought my business would actually die because that would be the end of it. And I started learning about virtual summits and a lot of people who had these large events, which were only in person, had to, of course, also move them online. And so I ran my own virtual summit, which was kind of the kickoff to me being able to run events again like I did physically offline and grow my audience and start to kind of get back into this community of people that I was really, really looking for. And during those 2 years of my business, it did not grow very much. I actually really suffer from a lot of just depression and sadness because I really was just kind of by myself trying to figure it out with hardly anybody to speak to and not having that kind of support of entrepreneurs who understand the struggles of it is to build a business online. And when many groups started moving online after COVID, I started to be able to reach out to people and become part of their online communities. And even if your business is still very hyper local and it's very central around that, I think the value of having communities online and offline will really help you to grow your business. So this tips I'm going to give you what I did and how I eventually found my communities that I really love being a part of. Um, you can use them as well. And many people now have hybrid models. And if you can go to a physical event, wonderful. I still can't because it's not that I don't want to, it's just that my audience lives in another continent. And so I physically can't be there. And so I really heavily rely on online communities. And finding that online community, like I said, was extremely, extremely hard. One of the things I did was I started, of course, being a bit more on social, on LinkedIn, and following certain mentors that I really loved. I just love what they were doing. I loved how what they presented, the content, the information. And as you know, kind of consume their content and get in their lists, eventually they also start to build some communities and invite people to join. And so that was one of the ways I was able to find some online communities that really resonated with me, was that I love the mentor or the person that I was following on social. And so those who generally follow that person are kind of like minded, right? And so that has been one of the best ways I have found some great communities. The other way I found was by actually, when I started getting into some free communities, and Facebook is asking other entrepreneurs that I kind of clicked with or I saw their comments, and I would ask them what communities that they were in. And people are part of all kinds of really amazing communities that you would never think of. And I essentially just started doing like what I did before rather than being in person, but putting myself out there. And I did attend a lot of different kinds of networking events or different events to try out the communities and see if they were really a good fit for me or not. And in the end, I decided to only stick to three communities. And it's because of time. And the other reason is that I really want to contribute. So when I'm there, I do every week read everything that kind of happens there. I post, I give value, and it's not I'm not in these communities to search for clients. This is not the reason I'm in any of these communities. The reason I'm in these communities is to actually build my network, to meet people and to find people who can support me. And so I really love communities that especially celebrate and talk about failures, things that did not go wrong and how they learn from them. Communities that don't have hardly any selling, where people really truly just give value. I'm in a community that where somebody will put out a video, and then another person will make a little worksheet and give that to the community, and another person might give a summary of that video, and those people are giving the value to the entire community. They are not asking for any monetary exchange. And when you have that kind of wonderful presence of community doing that, makes you want to give what you can give too, and offer support or find people who can be wonderful accountability partners to help you accelerate your business, which I'll be talking a bit more about on Thursday, which is a different type of sort of micro community that you can build, and how I've also leveraged that. And so, but these bigger communities, I usually stick to those that often do have possibly a paid gateway and that you have to pay to participate in it. But I find that those are really there to give value and to learn and to just really support each other. So I highly recommend that you um, think about growing, participating in communities, whether they're free on Facebook, free on LinkedIn, or asking entrepreneur friends, or if you want to know about which amazing communities I really support and love being part of, I can give you some suggestions. I also happen to have a community that's very supportive. There isn't selling there. It's all about giving and content and giving value. And I will let you know you can join my free community. It's not on Facebook, it's not on LinkedIn, it's on a private network. It's really secure, and it's really there to help you grow your business and be supported, and to help you with all the struggles and challenges that every online entrepreneur faces when they are growing their business, no matter what stage you're in. And I will put the link for my Strength in Numbers community down below. And I'd love to hear also in the comments what communities you love being a part of. List them in the comments. Let us know. Let's all share our resources. And I'm always interested in popping into new ones. And so I'd love to hear which communities you're part of. And I will probably be there. You never know. So I will see you guys on Friday for my next live stream. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.